Welcome back to the worst channel on YouTube, and in today's video we're going to be talking about animated stories. To be more specific, we're going to be talking about a channel called My Story Animated, which has over 6 million subscribers. You might be wondering why I think this is worthy of me recording a video. I was so interested by the fact that I've never really heard of them. In all honesty, it's not something I've seen people talk about or see, but it has a sizable audience clearly. And I wanted to check it out, and I was impressed by the content and just thought it was worthy of a video. So let's get right into it.
When I noticed my crush James walking onto the school grounds, I was soaked to the bone, looking like a drowned rat.
For starters, how often do you see drowned rats that you feel comfortable making that comparison? I'm very concerned for your pets because, you could say like, oh, I look like a wet dog. I've seen that. I've seen a dog that's wet. But a rat that is drowned? I think the FBI needs to look into this. Also, some of those shots were uncomfortably close. I know it's drawn, but I still don't like it. I'm already getting worried.
But I had to know what he was up to. What if he was breaking into the school? I decided to follow him.
Definitely not weird following somebody you like. That's completely normal behavior. Something I would recommend doing for sure. Definitely. Also, just on an unrelated note, I can't step within 500 feet of this one person. Don't ask why. Not that big of a deal. But yeah, I think it's great advice to follow somebody, especially in an animated story aimed at children. Great advice.
And at one point, I swear, he turned around and looked right at me. I didn't know if I was seeing things, but it even looked like he smiled at me. Wait, did he want me to follow him?
Smiled at me. Wait, did he want me to follow?
Just avoiding the fact that she's already following him, which is creepy enough. The fact that she's like, oh my god, he smiled in the general direction, which he might not even know I'm in. Yep, he wants me to follow him. Like, what is this train of thought? I don't know if this is somebody's story that is real, which I doubt. But it might be even worse if somebody came up with this and wrote this down and was like, that's what I want. Yep, I'm going to write down that just a simple act of smiling at somebody is consent to be followed. Amazing.
Then I saw him climbing into the tornado shelter. Before I unleashed my crazy story onto you, click like and subscribe to stay up to date with all the madness that My Story Animated has in store for you.
Oh god, I have to make sure to like, because if I don't, the video's gonna... Oh damn. I didn't subscribe soon enough, and my computer just crashed. Well, that didn't go according to plan, but I guess now's the perfect time to tell you about my new book, which I wrote by...
Okay, so there I was, climbing into a tornado shelter after my crush, with absolutely no plan of what I'd do next.
Alright, let me get this straight. Within a minute and a half of this video starting, including that segment of, like and subscribe, she went from I saw my crush outside to I'm following him into a basement. My bad, a storm shelter. That makes it better. Yeah, I can't wait for the little kids to see this and be like, you know what? I'm going to do that too. I'm going to follow my crush into the basement. 10 out of 10 idea. Would recommend it. Nothing could go wrong there.
Closed the lid, I heard a girl's voice. No! I started panicking and decided this had been a stupid idea.
Oh my god, is she okay? Not only did she lose her eyeballs, but she got like 100 wrinkles on her face, and she's beating herself up.
I was stuck in a tornado shelter with my crush and his girlfriend by the sounds of things. I didn't want them to know I was there, like some creepy stalkers, so...
Oh, okay. Yeah, you wouldn't want that to be what it comes off as, because clearly that's not what it is. You're not being a creepy stalker by following your crush into the storm shelter and think he wants you to do it because he smiled at you, even though he didn't directly smile at you. But that's not what it's like. It's just similar. It's not creepy at all. Don't worry about it. It's just normal. Don't worry about it. She's doing nothing wrong. It'll be fine.
Oh no, wait. There was a girl from my school, but she wouldn't say anything. She's such a loser. And then I felt angry. I had to get out of there. This was literally the most embarrassing situation to ever be in.
I feel like there's way more embarrassing things that could happen. I don't even think that's top 10. Like, for starters, like, falling down the stairs in school is embarrassing and it's painful. And I feel like that's worse because you get called a loser regardless. Also, another embarrassing moment, your parents calling you a loser. Oh, wait.
But I pushed too hard. The next moment, I lost my footing and was rolling down the stairs. I landed with a thump and blacked out for a second.
Oh, man, she did fall down the stairs. I called it, though. She must have been like, what the hell is going on? Get it? No? All right, no, I'll go.
When I opened my eyes, James and his girlfriend were standing over me. They didn't even ask me if I was okay.
You know, I might agree. It's a little messed up that they didn't say anything. But when you think about it, from their perspective, they just thought they were having a private moment as a couple. And then they heard somebody fall down the stairs. And then it turns out it was somebody he had seen earlier who he had noticed. And very likely made the connection that they were being followed, which is pretty creepy, regardless of what the situation is, right? So for them, you got to think about it like that. So definitely caught another L. She needs to drop out. I don't understand how this could get worse. There is 13 minutes of this video left.
I was about to tell them that we were trapped down there, but they'd soon discover it for themselves. Obviously, it wouldn't open. And then he shouted down to me and asked if I'd done this.
You know, this is amazing anime. Definitely top 5 right now. I think it's this, Dragon Ball Z, SpongeBob, The Simpsons, and How I Met Your Mother. Those are the top animes out there. If you haven't seen them, I would absolutely recommend them. Amazing animes. I would know I'm a big anime fan.
Then he started shouting about how he had to get out ASAP because the next day was his big football game that was going to guarantee him a scholarship to a top college.
Really? So just one game's going to determine whether or not you get the scholarship? I feel like that's a lot of pressure for one game. I find it hard to believe that a school's like, this guy, he's been absolute garbage the whole season. But if this one game, he goes crazy, we're just going to give him like $50,000 a year. Yeah, definitely, easily. We don't have to worry about anything else. Yeah, he's been kind of garbage the whole rest of the season and has been absolutely terrible. But why does that matter? Because he had one good game. He popped off. He absolutely deserves our money. I mean, I know that there's this 5-star recruit and he's had like 100 good games in his whole high school career. But at the same time, he didn't pop off as hard for that one game. So I think he's getting the scholarship for sure.
James told her to try and calm down, and I learned her name was Amy. She must have gone to another school because I'd never seen her before.
Wait, I'm sorry. Why was that shot necessary? Why was that specific establishing character shot necessary for this story to be told? I feel like I could have gone without it. My eyes did not need to see that. My day is ruined now, and it's night. My day was going okay, but now it's night and it's completely ruined, and tomorrow's ruined too. And I will never be the same after having to see that absolutely horrendous shot.
She said, "Yeah, right. You're clearly a stalker. Do you get kicks out of watching other people making out or something?" James said you're a loser, and he wasn't joking.
This is the point where I like to point out that this is for younger audiences. You know, I'm obviously maybe not like Coco Melon type videos, but this is definitely more of like the still like late elementary school to early middle school kids that are watching this. But you know, definitely the A+ material I hope my children watch someday.
I was afraid I'd hear them kissing, and eventually I must have fallen asleep because the next moment I found myself waking up to hearing a rustling sound. I looked over at Amy, and even though I couldn't see anything, I knew she was eating something.
Yeah, that's not what I thought that wrestling sound was gonna be. Oh god.
Amy shouted at me and said my peeing was too loud and had woken her up.
How loud was that peeing? I gotta ask. It's just a silly question, I know, but thinking about it, so like, how was it? Was it like, is that like an accurate representation of it? No? Maybe? Okay, I guess I will never know. Release the peak cut.
Amy quickly pulled the blanket up and told me to look away. Oh my gosh, were they not wearing clothes? Then Amy just laughed and said everyone knows that body heat is the best way to survive in cold weather.
Hey, I was right about what those wrestling noises were.
He'd found some old bottles of water. The water looked disgusting, but I'd have drunk anything by that point.
Anything?
And James and Amy got into a huge fight. Secretly, it made me happy to...
Oh yes, our main character, everybody. Preying on the downfall of a relationship which we have no prior knowledge of, which could be a completely healthy, caring relationship for those two people, but because she doesn't like it, that means we don't like it. So, Amy, get off your hands off my girl's man. Stop disrespecting her like that. Team James and I already forgot the main character's name. That's whatever that is. Name. Group force. Let's get it.
I opened my eyes and could see James. He said he could hear my teeth chattering and that I should come and share their blanket. But if Amy woke up and saw me, she'd go mental. I didn't care about her though. James was actually being kind of nice to me for the first time in my life. I couldn't lose my chance. So I climbed under the blanket next to him.
Wait, so why does she like him again? She's literally saying it's the first time he's ever been nice to me. Yeah, this is the message you want to get out to kids. Your crush is mean to you, doesn't treat you right. All you got to do is stalk him, get stuck in a storm shelter, and you'll get to cuddle with him. That's all you got to do. It's a tried and true method. It's 100% effective. Never failed before, except in those times where it's failed and people died. But it's a risk you're willing to take because this crush is mean to you and might be finally nice to you. This is the message I want all the children of America and the planet to hear. Nothing will make me happier than knowing that this message is getting out there to over 20 million kids.
Our legs were almost touching.
Oh my God, your legs are almost... I'm sorry. Absolutely disgusting. Oh my God, who allowed this animation to be put up there on YouTube? Why is this video still up? What is...
And when she saw me, I thought she was going to explode. James wanted to keep the peace, so he snuggled into her and left me lying there all alone. But then I heard something. They were kissing. I was watching them, wishing it was me he was kissing.
God, I can't believe I'm about to break down the dynamics of a relationship on a YouTube video for children that's animated. Oh well, here we go. So let me get this straight. I'm supposed to feel bad for our main character, right? Because she decided to almost cuddle with somebody else's boyfriend while they were in the same bed. And then is upset at the fact that the girlfriend of her crush got upset. Now, I will give her the point that it is kind of a terrible thing to make out with somebody while the other person, somebody else is in the room, let alone the bed. But now she's saying, I wish it was me. Like, oh, okay, dog. Little weird thing to say. Maybe keep that to yourself. I didn't need to know that. You wanted that to be you? Okay. Still a weird thing to say to 20 million people, but I understand where you're coming from.
James didn't go back to sleep. He waited until Amy was snoring next to him, and then he reached out his hand and grabbed mine. I felt like my heart was going to explode.
James, what is wrong with you? This isn't a reality TV show. Why are you making drama? Someone's gonna get killed. Why are you making out with your girlfriend? Then waiting for her to fall asleep, and then holding someone else's hand. My guy, keep it in your pants, my dude. Just relax. What are you doing? Break up with the other girl once you get out, and then go with the main character if you want. Or, I don't know, maybe just don't do that, and just be with your girl that apparently you don't like or do like. I don't know at this point, James. You just seem kind of like a bot. I'm getting some serious alpha energy from my dude right here. Mega alpha energy. That's why he was getting that scholarship for only one game, because he's swinging that thing with that alpha energy. Might be even a little bit sigma, if you ask me.
We were all starving. I was so weak, I just kept napping, and when I woke up from one of my naps, James and Amy were eating biscuits. I assumed Amy would offer me one, but she didn't. They ate them all.
I feel like this is the collection of like the 3 worst high schoolers ever that aren't criminals. You know what I mean? Like, Amy just seems like a bad person, right? Like, oh, look, I'm dating the guy that you like. Let me throw it at your face, which kind of fair because the main character kind of has been stalking them. But now they're eating food and not giving her any, which I feel like in a regular situation, it's whatever. But, you know, the whole we might starve to death might be kind of a big deal. And I feel like trumps all the other situations where you might feel petty towards that person. I mean, James is cheating on his girl, kind of, and is trying to get at both of them at the same time. Not the best. And obviously, our main character stalked and kind of wants to prey on the downfall of a relationship just because she has a crush on somebody. Which is, while fair, I don't feel like it's the best idea to broadcast it in a YouTube channel with over 6 million subscribers. I am deeply invested in this, and I will absolutely hate on these characters for the next 3 hours if I have to.
He was actually a good guy, even if he had a demon for a girlfriend. For the next few nights, we got into a bit of a routine.
Okay, she just said the next few nights we fell into a routine, which implies that it's at least, let's say, two minimum. Now, this is the fourth night there, which means that they have not had clean water to drink in 4 days. The human body can only survive 3 days without clean water. Let's say that, so they're on the brink of death, and she's worrying about her crush. She's like, "Oh God, I haven't had water in 4 days, but James hasn't kissed me in ever, and that is much worse than dehydrating to death."
After we'd been down there for like 6 days,
I can't believe I'm about to break it down again. But so this is 6 days. They found water. It makes them throw up when they drink it. So not the best water because, you need to keep that inside of you in order for your body to use it. Kind of how the human body works. You eat your food. You need it inside of you while it's digesting it. And also the water, you also need that inside of you. Little known fact. I discovered it, but you don't have to thank me.
James came right up to me, and I could tell he was about to kiss me. But Amy started murmuring in her sleep, and he quickly moved over to her and held her. It drove me crazy.
I also like how she's incredibly mad at the fact that the guy who is currently dating somebody won't kiss her. And almost kissed her, though. Yeah, that's definitely what you want. You want your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever they may be to you to start your relationship off on the note of cheating. That is how all great relationships start, as we all know. I've started all my relationships, which I don't have, by cheating on nobody and cheating on everybody at the same time. Figure that one out in the comments down below.
Under where she'd been sitting was a loose part of the floorboard. I lifted it up and couldn't believe what I was seeing. There was so much stuff down there. Beauty products, food, a battery pack, even clothes. Oh my gosh, what was going on? I didn't have time to pin quickly. Then he saw some messages that said things like, "I need to find a way to stop him going off to college. I'm scared he'll leave me."
These are truly the worst human beings to have ever exist. I mean, I know they're not real, but in this world at least, they have to be like top 10 worst. I mean, Amy was planning on starving the main character to death and probably starving James to death. How did she plan all of this? What was her idea going through this? Okay, he's not going to leave for college because he's going to be stuck in this room with me, and then he's going to miss his big game for the one scholarship that apparently works like that. And he'll be fine. Everything will be good. Everything will be good. I'll be fine. He won't notice. He won't be bitter with life, and I'll be good to go.
Digging around, and inside a pair of her socks was a key. I held it in my hands and watched as James went crazy at Amy. He said he couldn't believe he dated such a psycho and that she'd officially ruined his life. Then the best part of all, he turned to me and apologized.
Besides the whole, "Oh, actually, I'm not stuck here anymore," that wasn't the best part. The best part is that James apologized, which is, I think, encapsulates what's amazing about this. Instead of being happy that, oh, we are free now and won't die in this tiny tornado shelter, I'm more happy that my crush said, "It's not your fault. It's my horrible girlfriend's fault. Please understand that." All right, cool.
At that, Amy went berserk. She ran towards me and
Oh God, she's going for her get down. I like how this video started off with our main character stalking her crush and ends with her not only getting her crush to like her after stalking him, undermining his entire relationship and cheating on his current girlfriend with her. And if that doesn't sound like an absolutely truly romantic story, I don't know what will. Romeo and Juliet? That's a weird thing. They're not even close in age. Kind of creepy. It actually is. Or magnificent love stories like Luke and Leia, which truly encapsulate the beauty of... What? My lawyers are saying that they are related and that I can't make that joke because it promotes something called incense. So I think it's the thing you burn. I forgot what it is. And I'm not supposed to promote that. And don't do that, please. For the love of God, don't.
James turned to me and gave me the biggest kiss ever.
That has to be the mustiest, crustiest, most disgusting kiss in the existence of humanity. There's no way. There is absolutely no way that it's not. They haven't showered in 7 days and haven't brushed your teeth in at least 7, And it's like, exponential growth. Like, it smells worse every day by a lot more than it did the day before when you don't brush your teeth. So I'm assuming that at this point it tastes like lighter fluid and rust. Those things combined, that's the rough taste of this kiss. So actually, not that bad. Probably top 10 ever. You know how it goes. And this is the point where I like to remind you that this is aimed at young teenagers and preteens, maybe even younger. And I feel like that's a great thing to do because this has amazing lessons in it. You know, it has things like stalk your crush and they'll end up kissing you after a week of being trapped in a room with them. Or things like, hey, your crush might have a significant other or might be in a relationship, but that doesn't matter because if they're a bad person, the significant other is definitely a bad person every time. So just be nice to them and they will go out with you. And if it doesn't happen, it's because you didn't lock them in a room with you. And of course, you know, the other one, like, just disappear for a week. You'll still be able to go out with your crush who wasn't also in the room because you locked them in there. That type of situation. It'll definitely work out. Nothing wrong about it. So I think these are just amazing lessons that we should be definitely teaching these young adolescent uh, children. Nothing can go wrong with that. And I just think it's amazing content that 20 million children have watched. And it is just the absolute best thing that could have happened to YouTube. So if you like the video, just subscribe. That's all you got to do. So just make sure to subscribe. Make sure to subscribe. In the next video, I'll make an animated story on how dressing up as a furry to get a girlfriend didn't work.